So, welcome back. Here we are. Just setting up LevelUp 737. Just realized I don't have the viewpoint set. Oh, I don't know. Maybe I lost them. I don't know. No, so yeah. So I've got the standard scenery. So not standard. I bought the freeware scenery from X-Plane Forum. So it's not payware as far as I'm afraid. So hello to Tremonia, hello Ali, hello Sir Muff, hello Cargo Pilot. Nice to see you. Hope you enjoyed the flight. So Kosana, hello. Howard, hello to you as well. German Sim Aviation, hello to you. GT3 Driver, hello as well. Poskil, hello. And Stormflyer, hello to you as well, guys. And Kerry, hello again. Right, yeah. So we are today in the LevelUp 737. I suppose that's supposed to be on purpose here. So we'll take that. Now let me just get the beacon off and a couple items here done so that we get the aircraft into state where we would say it's going to be in a turnaround state, right? APU is off, transponder.
Unable to find view ID 4.
Yeah, we'll set that. Transponder is standby as well. Fantastic, cool. I think we're good as it is. Yeah, don't worry. Don't worry. I'll get you the, yeah, don't worry about it. We're good. Okay, so one thing I need to do though is quickly just get some viewpoints set. How many of you have flown the the 737 from LevelUp? Because people have suggested to me, because I'm usually flying the Zebo mod, and then people were saying, oh, you got to try the LevelUp
Added
737.
camera 3 to category cockpit.
Now, does anyone know the history behind that? Because I swear to God, it feels exactly like the Zebo mod. The only difference I've seen so far is literally the EFB. All right. And the reason is I did a test takeoff to see that all of the the flag controls were correctly set, and
cameras saved,
and
unable to find view ID 4.
What? That's
unable to find view ID 3.
So it's so weird to have the same bugs as in the Zebo mod. So it does use the Zebo systems, Bruno. Okay, so Bruno does confirm that. So okay, that's 2. I see, that's 2. Okay.
Cameras saved.
Right, let's try again. There
unable to find view ID 4.
Yeah, and so it's more on improving texturing. You see, I knew one of the bugs I found is on takeoff, even though the speed brake lever is fully down, you get this takeoff warning, and it's literally a speed brake lever not being sensed as being completely down or whatever. Really weird. So okay, CPDC is not working here, but yeah. Yeah, Bruno, I agree with you. I get confused as well, and like it's a shame that they don't focus more on combining their efforts. Right?
Added camera 4 to category cockpit.
Hey Toyota, thank you much. Thank you for being here.
Cameras saved.
So we're almost finished. Let me just get one more viewpoint here. Yeah, I know, right? Everybody's doing their own thing. It's kind of weird. Right, then let me set this viewpoint. Yes, we will be on
cameras
VATSIM.
saved. Cameras saved.
Right.
Unable to find view ID 4.
I have done 4. Give me a break.
Camera saved. Unable to find view ID 5. Added camera 5 to category cockpit.
Did I read that now? Pedestal. Pedestal. I was so sure I had those things set already.
Camera saved.
Right. What's the FMS now? Oh. I know, right? It's before it was German. Yeah, so for those that weren't, of course, in the German live stream, yeah, we had a shared flight in Microsoft 2020. Unfortunately, there still the synchronization is okay.
Camera saved.
You know, you can fly together.
Camera saved.
But it's still a bit bugged. So, as far as I'm concerned, shared
camera
flight app in X-Plane is still a bit better. Right. So, have we got everything now? This, fantastic, good. And then we can set this as.
Added camera 6 to category cockpit.
Right. I can hear my cat calling again.
Camera saved.
It's just the same. Cool. The rest we'll do later. Okay. So I did file a flight plan, so we can connect. Do we have Avitab in here? Avitab we do, yes. What do you want? He's now like, eh? You talking to me? Yeah. Meow meow. Get some roof downloader here. Right. Charts. So we're flying Munich to Dubrovnik. Cat 1 approach, yeah. Cat 1 is in the approach, I can confirm that. Oh dear, oh dear. Lilo, hello to you as well. Greetings. Okay, so flight time is I think 1:20. I think I calculated here. Yeah, 1:17. We have split as the alternate. Whether we'll have a look in a second. Let me just log on to VATSIM here. Oh, hang on. That's the wrong software. We have to get X-Pilot running. And then we'll have that on this side. Connect. We are called Twijet 829 737. 800, correct? Yeah. Connect. Right, let's see. Do we block anyone? Please, no one be here. No, it says in the title, LevelUp 737. And then, oh, I've got to change one more thing here. I've got to change that to explain. Explain. There we go. And oh, I've got to change Volante as well. Cool. Munich is empty. Yeah, is it? They're not online, are they? Well, they got approach. They got tower. They got ground. They have some people here. So add a flight plan, SimBrave, and that means we should be able to. Why is the overlay not working? Where is it? There it is. Ha! Got it working. Yes. But data doesn't look right. Yeah, we'll see. Hopefully it works. But if not, then at least people can see where we're flying to today. AZ Mark, hello to you. We're wetleys. Easy as always, wetleys. That's the answer. What time is it here? 13:47. Why is it so dark? How strange. All right. So flight plan is ready. So how do we get payload? Can we hang on. Configure. Yeah, so it really feels a lot like the Zebo mod, right? It's a lot of stuff we can set here. Okay, so we'll do that. Audio features, packs on board, not available. Mute trim wheel on. Mute FMC on. Packs applause, not available. Are you kidding me? All right. Deinstalling. Audio equalizer. All right. Visual effects, windshields. Oh, we can't even turn that on. Cockpit glass. Hardware throttle. No, we don't want strobe effect in cockpit now. Flight director helper, no. Ooh. No. Oh, good. To be honest, crazy sarcasm. I didn't have any issues yesterday. I used the Volanta. I used the pushback feature. Had no problems. So I'm not sure where those problems are coming from. Heading up, correct. That's good. Yeah, happy with that. British, American, non-British. I will take British. 320, yes, yes, yes. 60, no. 50, yes, yes, yes. Good. I think we're set here. That's good. All right. So now the question is, oh, aircraft failures. Lol. Oh, we could try failure maybe later on. Not working. Yeah, so it's apparently just textures. So apparently people saying that the LevelUp 737 uses Zebo as a baseline, and apparently it has obviously a few things to offer regarding textures. Now, again, I've not used the LevelUp 737, but people are telling me V1 Simulations is using it quite often, and so people have told me to try it as well. And you know, if my community wishes something, as always, I try to fulfill it. Right. Let's have a viewpoint here. Let's do that. Oh.
Added camera 7 to category cockpit.
So engine right. Okay.
Unable to find view ID 15.
So we'll do 15. Save.
Cameras saved.
Then we'll want one more. So fuel and weight, airside services, second page. Thank you, Andre. Oh, what on earth is that? Andre, thank you very much. I'll try that in a minute. Just want to have one more viewpoint at the rear here, just behind the flaps. If you look for lunch. Thank you, I appreciate it. That's a nice viewpoint here as well, right? Cool, we'll use that.
Added camera 8 to category cockpit.
And then we're almost ready.
Unable to find view ID 13. Cameras saved.
Cool. So then we go to fuel, airside services, status not active, load OFP. Oh, is that from the OFP? Hang on. Is that right? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Keyboard is supposed to be... Oh, it's because of the Zebo, that's why. Abitab. Abitab. Toggle tablet, there we go. Shift A. So there we go, that's what I wanted to have. Right, let's have a look here. So, so zero fuel, yeah, 59. That's okay, so it does load that. Cargo, fuel, 7.2. Yeah, all good. Activate. Active. Let's check the fuel. No. So, oh no, do I have to call the fuel truck? Payload. Ah. You've got to be kidding me. What's the issue? Yeah, but I've been there. I've been there. Look, I've loaded, right? So airside services, it's refueling, right? So we have to wait until we have to... Okay. So we've got to be patient. Is that what you're telling me? I've got to be patient. Seriously. Yeah, it's defueling now. Ay. Alrighty. I probably won't load it because I'm not sure if it's got a right flight plan. Let me see. For smoke, oh, it does have it. Hang on. For smoke, if no smoking to on. No smoking. I appreciate that. Hey Menzor. Do you know if F-15 Cessna Boeing coming up with the standard? What standard? Here in no, F-15? I don't think so. At least I've not flown it. So it does do the uplink, which is nice. We have Munich 80s. Information whiskey. We have only 26 left, 26 right. We'll take 26 left. 2702, QNH 1011. Temperature 7. Okay. So let's do 1011. TAT. It even, hang on. Is that the same like the Zebo bug? Like TAT 99 degrees? What is that? How strange. That's not a bug? You're telling me the real aircraft does that? Until we get the APU bleed on. Alright, so we've got center tank empty. We'll do that. Yeah, non-aspirated TAT. Okay, so it's okay. Alrighty, then we'll wait. We'll wait until... But I'm sure, you know what? I'm so positively sure that even on our classic 737, we had aspirated TATs, right? Like, which aircraft type doesn't have an aspirated TAT probe these days? Yeah, I do. Level. Yeah, Bruno, thank you much. I appreciate that. Three, yeah. Yeah, we got the Peter heats off. 330. Alright, APU starting. Fantastic. What's this? Blimey. Why? Isn't that supposed to be ATC? Oh, X-Pilot, that's why. Okay. X-Pilot. Push top, there we go. Thank you much, Bruno. Rainer doesn't either? Okay, how weird. How strange. Landing altitude is going to be 527 feet, so let's do 550. So waiting for the APU to finish its start cycle. I did hear the sounds quite nice. There we go. Right, let's get APU bleed on. Installation valve open. Trim mirrors on. Recirculation fan. That's all on. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. Right. Good. Shall we get the clearance first? They don't have delivery, but they got 12171. And people saying it's not busy here at Munich. Let me check. Oh, it's a 340. Oh, nice. There's some traffic around. It's not that bad. Home email. Hello. How are you doing? Well, it's not mega busy, but I mean, it's not bad. So let's do 12171. And as always, guys, tell me if it's too loud, too quiet.
09 Victor, information, Whiskey Colon, startup approved, cleared to Lima, Oscar.
Yeah, Frankfurt was crazy yesterday. I agree.
Clear to Grass, that's fine. Clear the 30 departure, initial climb to flight level 70 and squawk 1000. Lufthansa 09 Victor.
ATC was good, yeah, as always. Hey, man, you're flying along today. München Ground, grüß Gott, die Tweetjet. 829er, information whiskey, requesting clearance to Dubrovnik, please.
229er, April, hello, startup approved, to Lima Delta Delta uniform, by Bravo 30 departure, flight land route, climb via set to flight level 70, squawk 1000.
Tweetjet, 829er is cleared to Dubrovnik via 26 left, Bravo 30 departure, climb initially 70, squawk 1000.
Tweetjet 829er, respect correct.
Perfect.
April, hello, for the third time, Lufthansa for 38 hours. SIM had some problems. Do we have to request IFR again?
Somebody having a bad day with the Sims. Ay, ay, ay. Oh, Tremont, you're flying along.
For Lufthansa 458, startup approved, clears to San Francisco, give him 1 November.
Hang on. What's this?
Sorry,
route?
initial flight level
Departure rather.
70,
So Munich departure,
31,
26 left. We have the Warburg 3 Sierra.
We're ready for pushback and start. Lufthansa 09 Victor. Lufthansa 09 pushback approved, base north.
And that's all the way.
Lufthansa 09 Victor.
Oscar Tango Tango, Lakol,
Mission Ground, grüß Gott, Delta Charlie Whiskey Alpha Golf, Engine
Raditz, Gimmicks, Sabat, Zipal, and then the arrival routing, and we'll take initially the Zulu 11, but we'll see if we can fly the circling there. We'll do the circling, of course.
Enabling a very good evening to the front of 2 X-ray Romeo and 3 November 3.
No, so the Squawk 1000 is because of the mode Sierra in Europe. So ATC can read out all the data, like the call sign, altitude that you selected in the MCP, etc., etc. So there's no need to get a dedicated Squawk code. So I'm not sure what the standard is, you know, around the world with that. But at least here in Europe, Bruno would know that. Is mode Sierra mandatory in Europe these days? Or maybe someone else knows. But I think so. Yeah.
Clear to Dresden, Akimi 1 November departure, climb here towards flight level 70 and score 1000.
That's strange. How come? No, it's real world. Yeah. Well, okay, if it's not mandatory, then the thing is that if you don't have you know, ADSB out, like Bruno says, then yeah, then you gotta get a Squawk code. But if you have the equipment, mode Sierra ADSB out, then you will very likely get Squawk 1000. Yeah. So departure. It's going to be an overlay. 3 Sierra. So that's our departure routing. It's going to be the shorter one. So Bravo 3 Sierra 4950. Let me check that here. So 4950 Oscar Tango Tango. Max to 50 there, to 10 knots below that there. 1900 above, so that's all correctly programmed. And then for the landing, Lima Delta uniform. Then we'll take the approach Zulu. So that's going to take us via PLAP, then execute, right. And that's the arrival routing. Cool. How's boarding looking? Let's have a look. So we have no, where am I? Yeah. Payload. Oh, they're still boarding. But we're almost there, right? Pax boarding, 73%. Yeah, there we go. Hey, Josh. Is there no ATIS and multiple types of ice? Well, usually what I do is I choose the highest one available. So Zulu would be the first one I choose if there's no ATIS available. There we go. Now we've got TAT-8. GG's. Nice simulation there. Good. Let's how come I don't have my home button here? So strange. So I've got to go in here, go to charts to get my flat plan up again. How strange. So cruise, we said we're going to fly 330. Cruise wind, I'm just going to put average wind here, 240 at 30. I'm happy with that. Zero fuel weight, 60, let's say. Reserves is going to be down here, 2.6. Put that in there. Split is the alternate. curve in it. Yeah, I know. The thing is that just wanted to have a quick average wind here, just to fill that out, and then. So normally the wind data you can request it through here, and there we go. So yeah, it will autofill. Only in it? Are you sure? That here? Nah, that shouldn't autofill. Minus 54. Minus 54. There we go. 5,000 transition is correct. Next page. Performance calculator. Do we have a performance calculator in here somewhere?
Munich April Lufthansa 102 servos approaching entry November 3.
It doesn't look like it.
Lufthansa 102, April servos expect 2.
Oh, you mean that? Ah, okay, that way around.
Lufthansa 102, sorry, please set a stand again.
Okay, so that wind gets copied over to the legs winds. Okay, that can be.
Lufthansa 102.
Yeah, but then if you do a wind uplink, it gets proper data, right? And this is just an average now. Good, good, good. All right, we'll take the SimBrief performance calculator. Yeah.
All right, we've got everyone strapped in. Give us a ring if you need anything.
SIBO, I'm telling you. Right. So, for the takeoff, 26 left. We'll take takeoff weight, is it 66 tons? Yeah, 67 even. So we'll take 67.2 because we may have a very short taxi time. So I'm going to take 60. That's heavy, isn't it? That sounds really heavy. Okay. Yeah, wet runway is fine. Improve climb disable. Auto bleed, anti-ice, auto. Well, we may have engine anti-ice. 8 degrees if it's wet runway or clouds after takeoff. We'll get the anti-ice in the calculations as well. That is fine. So we do a flap 1 takeoff, TO2 28 selected. And then speeds 47, 47, 54. Now there is an intersection takeoff we can calculate, right? So what I'm going to do is let me have a quick look. So what I want to do is, so we taxi out and then we want to have Bravo 12. So what I want to have is, I want to see how much we have remaining from there. Hayden, hello to you. How are you doing? Nice to see you, Hayden. So if I go Bravo 12, here it gives me 2,820 meters remaining. So takeoff run available 2820. Now with that, I'm going to go in here. So 2820. Calculate. So now it gives me flap 5, TO1 and 33, and those speeds. So we'll take those, so that we've got the margin for Alpha 12. So Bravo 12. So TO1. We can't select that. Invalid entry.
100505 Delta Alpha, left eye, ciao.
Is that something we have to set in the EFB, or is that broken here?
Hold position 8 Alpha Hotel.
Oh, now it's working. Disregard. Here we actually have to set the... Yeah, that's a new thing. I've not seen that before. Yeah. Is that in the Zebo as well? But not in the P and the Gs.
And sorry for the disruption, 8 Alpha Hotel.
At least I don't recall having to put that in. Right, we've got 138. We have 142 and 148. Cool. So now we have set everything. Let me put 262 in here for the course. Flight directors are on. Speed 148. Okay, so that may be the case. That usually we have the aspirated probes. Maybe that's why. And then it takes the values automatically. Gotcha. Gotcha. Yeah, I know. I'm definitely spoiled, Andre. I'm not. It's no joke. I mean, I've ever said it's ever since I've flown the 787. I've been spoiled. Absolutely. So I think I've got everything set. Terrain mode on here. And flight director Al Nahina pre-selected. That is looking good on my side. I am happy with that. So then let me have a look.
Lufthansa 8 Alpha Hotel, we have an issue with the sim. Can we stay at the position for 1 or 2 minutes?
Good, so 26 left, it's just straight out, 260, 25 miles to hold, acceleration of 3,000 feet. And we'll pin that. I'm also going to take already Dubrovnik, so I can pin that as well. And then checklist, 737 normal, pin that as well, pins. And then we're ready for the pre-flight checklist. Oxygen tested 100%. Navigation and transfer into space switches normal and auto. Then we've got window heat on. Pressurization mode selectors auto. What a difficult word for me to speak out. Pressurization mode selector. Flight instruments heading 259. And altimeter, I've got 1011 1360. 3 times checked. Parking brake is set. Engine start levels cut off. That's the pre-flight checklist completed. So we have the clearance.
Ground to cockpit. Toes driving up.
Ground to cockpit.
Is there any minimum departure interval to Wien? Roger, then we request correction. Just disregard.
What? Hang on. Taxi east. Default weather.
Okay. All doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect.
So we're 300 something, I think. Our parking spot. Hello. Parking spot is 318, right? Yeah, 318. 318. So we're parked here. Thank you, Captain Sam. München ground again, Tujet. Oh, what was our course on again? Stand by. Tujet 829. Now I've got it. Stand 318 Alpha requesting push and start, please. I need to write down my push approved facing south. Tujet 829. Thank you. I've got to write down my call sign. Oh, there he is, MAN.
Ground to cockpit. Please show me where you want to go.
Now he didn't say any blue line or orange line, so we just
blue line
go here.
Confirmation.
Now connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
We'll do the rest of the items. Ground power can be disconnected.
Dann war nicht wäre es okay, wenn wir hier rausrollen. G6 erkennt nicht, dass wir an dem Stand stehen.
Right, and we are ready. Squawk 1000, transponder out on. No Charlie is working. Brakes released, ready for push. Let's go.
Starting pushback, and you may start the
Hey,
engine.
Slutty Bot. Good, before start, to the line. Fuel, 7.2 tons, pumps on, passenger signs on. MCP 148 heading 262, altitude 7000. Takeoff speeds V1138, VR142, V2148, and we have yeah, that's set. CD pre-flight completed. Rudder and aileron trim is 0, and taxi takeoff briefing completed. Yeah. Alright, engine starts. Let's have a look. So we've got the fuel pumps on, and we'll do the packs off for the pressure. Got it. To start. So we've got start valve open.
April Lufthansa 458 request.
It is busy. Gonna wait for about 25%. Yes, I think there are, I'm not sure about Zebra mod, but you can set in the options different start levels if you wanted to.
Holding 07.
Lufthansa 1655, taxi to stand 224, Air Whiskey 2.
Where's my engine sounds? It's very quiet.
Taxi stand 224 via Whiskey Lufthansa or 165, sir. Engine apron on the Austin 2 Papa Kilo Sierra.
Austin 2 Papa Kilo apron, servos expect.
So, good engine start. Let's start engine 1.
Expect stand.
Yeah, broken 2 livery. But I think that's on purpose, right?
Lufthansa 458, 118 decimal.
And Tremonia? You're somewhere here? Oh, now I can hear the engines.
Lufthansa 3528 request taxi.
Lufthansa 35 Juliet, taxi 43 Delta 6 Blue, hold short of Echo 2.
Here comes fuel. Oh, you're already at November 4.
Taxi 1 Echo 3 Delta 6 Blue line and hold short of Echo 2. Lufthansa 358.
Lufthansa 8
Oh.
Hotel issues. Operation complete. Please set parking brake.
Brake set.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
So, that's interesting, right? So now that we've switched off the bleed to the system, it's not aspirate anymore, right? Or is that supposed to be? That's not.
April Lufthansa 458, that's November 4.
Lufthansa 458, contact tower 118.7055.
118.7055 for Lufthansa 458, thank you for the service.
Yeah, but now we've got the
Lufthansa 3 Foxtrot Whiskey, I have sent you a clearance request.
That's loud.
Not
Yeah, but now with
tower is
the
disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on the right. I'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
Taxi via Whiskey 2 on short of Echo 3 Austin 12 Kilo. Austin 192 request taxi.
no, Andre. So now they're aspirated, right? So yes, so with one engine start, the probes go on automatically. But now I think it had to do with the fact that we switched the packs off.
April Aberdeen 772 with X-ray request IFR to Frankfurt.
I mean, this was not an automatic. Yeah, but doesn't make sense, Bruno. We're not moving. Yeah, but it's cooling down. It was 99 degrees. Doesn't make sense. What you guys are telling me. Right. So let's do flaps 5. Oh, hang on. Where's my controls? Actually, hang on.
Lufthansa 3 Foxtrot Whiskey, stand 248 Alpha, request IFR clearance to Hannover.
Darn. Let's have a look here. Oh! Why is my... hang on.
Info to November, departure, climb 7,000 feet and squawk 1,000. Lufthansa 3 Foxtrot Whiskey and startup is
good, so flaps 5. And then we'll check the flight controls.
Flight level 70, Lufthansa 3 Foxtrot Whiskey. Austrian 182, taxi to Sierra E2 on your left and contact tower 120.
Right, full up, full down, full left, full right, rudder, full left, rudder, full right, neutral. So I think the pushback truck is already gone. Fantastic. So let's read the before taxi checklist. Generators on. Propede is on. Anti-ice. No, it's not that wet, so anti-ice can remain off. Isolation valve is now in auto. Engine start service continuous. Recall checked. And outer brake RTO. Engine start levers idly tend. Flight controls checked and ground equipment is clear.
Lufthansa 1710, request taxi. Lufthansa 1710, taxi via Echo 3 Blue Line, Delta 6 over 2 control of Echo 2.
So annoying that some of them are so
via
loud.
Echo 3 Blue Line, Delta 6, hold short, Echo 2, Lufthansa 1710. Lufthansa 772, cancel pushback clearance. Copy that, cancel pushback clearance. Berlin 772, request pushback. Berlin 772, pushback approved, facing north orange line. Facing north orange line, Berlin 772.
Jet A29 requesting taxi.
Jet A29, swing over Echo 3 Blue Line, then taxi via Echo 3 Blue Line, Delta 3 Blue Line, hold short of Echo 2.
Okay, we'll swing over Echo 2 Blue Line, then go to Delta 3 Blue and hold short Echo 2 to Jet A29. Let's go. So Blue Line to the left. Oh no. My tiller.
Pushback approved, facing blue. Pushback approved, facing north onto the Blue Line, Lufthansa 1 X-ray.
Okay, the simulation is wrong.
Easy 9044, text correction, swing over Echo 2, then taxi via Echo 2, hold short of Delta 6. Swing over Echo 2 and speed.
That's a nice nail, I like it. Beautiful. Yeah, Cape of Aviator, exactly. So I guess the arguments are more like the question regarding. So why is it not working? Oh, hang on. So I have to set it here, don't I?
Taxi Whiskey 2, hold short Delta 3 and expect what? Lufthansa 2, Mike Echo? 309 stand. Stand 309.
Why isn't it working? Crying out loud, I've got to use my rudder pedals.
Start ready for start and push. Lufthansa 4 November Foxtrot, push and start approved.
That looks nice with clouds there, beautiful.
Lufthansa 4 November Foxtrot, push and start approved, facing north orange. Taxi to stand 311 by Echo 3 orange.
Oh,
Confirm 311.
Austin 2, Papa Kilo 311.
Didn't see that Brunner hardware before.
I think 311 is used for Austin 212. All confirm.
Oh, the loo, look at that. Beautiful.
Thank you, Airline Lufthansa 100 number. This is your 5.
Lufthansa 100, contact tower 120.05.
Okay, try. I'm not wrong.
120.505, Lufthansa 100.
Oh, you're brilliant. Thank you.
Tower disconnected, turn right. Sierra to entry 04.
I appreciate that. Thank you much.
Turn right on Sierra 04, Lufthansa 100. Toll. Easy offline.
April hello, Lufthansa 42 for extra requesting our clearance to Los Angeles. Lufthansa 42, call you.
Lufthansa 9 Echo 113.
It's busy again.
Lufthansa 9 Echo, expect
Thank you much.
312.
I don't know. I've never seen a flap 2 takeoff. Oh, hang on. Where's the flaps 2? Thanks. Gotcha. Well, we haven't read the checklist yet, so. And Pilot, thank you for 28 months. Appreciate that. Pilot, welcome again.
Left Echo 2, straight ahead, Sierra 8, Lufthansa 1710. Jet 829, left on Echo 2 to entry, Sierra 8.
Continue, Echo 2, Sierra 8, to Jet 829, thank you. Right, there we go.
772, request taxi.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard.
And Cable Aviator as well, thank you so much.
Echo 3,
For the 10 months.
3 Whiskey 1 entry, number 1, Airline 772.
Hope you're enjoying retirement.
I am indeed. There's a fence there, oh no.
Lufthansa 3, Foxtrot Whiskey, request pushback.
EDDM 044, contact tower 118.7059. Contact tower 118.7059.
So you mean like
Hello, Hansa Line 1697, Sierra 7.
Echo taxi via Whiskey 2, hold out Delta 2.
Taxi via Whiskey 2, hold out Delta 2, Lufthansa Echo.
Von November Foxtrot, ready for taxi. For November Foxtrot, taxi via Echo 3, Orange, Delta 6 Orange.
Andre, thank you. Cool, so let's do the taxi checklist. Or before takeoff checklist, I should say here. It's flaps 5, green light now, and trim 5.75 set. And that's the before takeoff checklist complete.
Hansa Line 1697, Sierra 7.
Line 1697, expect stand 349, stand by short.
Confirm stand 349, Hansa Line 1697.
Stand 349 is correct.
Lufthansa to my Echo holding short.
And Lilienthal, oh my god, Lilienthal. 106 months. Lilienthal, vielen Dank. Vielen Dank.
Set 213 Alpha on the left, Lufthansa to my Echo.
Lufthansa 3, Foxtrot Whiskey, request pushback.
I know there's a fence in the way. Scenery issue.
Lufthansa 3, Foxtrot Whiskey, pushback approved, face north.
Pushback approved, face north, switch line, Lufthansa 3, Foxtrot Whiskey.
Winch Airplane Lufthansa 100, Sierra 4.
Shall not pass.
Jet 829, contact tower 118.5.
18705. Thank you much. Bye bye. Twitch at 829.
Lufthansa 1710, contact tower 118.
So you got to be a bit patient here. There's a lot to do really. Mission Tower, Gusgotti, Twitch at 829 holding short at Sierra 8.
Twitch at 829, Tower, Servo, Survive able to depart from 126 left intersection, Bravo 12.
Yeah, able, Bravo 1226 left, twitch at 829.
Twitch at 829, Roger, taxi Bravo 12 holding point, runway 26 left.
Bravo 12 holding point 26 left, twitch at 829. There we go. Let's close our eyes. So, Bravo 12, as we have calculated, so we're all good.
Lufthansa 1710, München Tower, Servus, schönen guten
So
Abend.
do that.
Taxi Sierra Bravo 13 holding point, runway 26 left. For information, this would be able Bravo 12 intersection departure 0. Lufthansa 1710, no benefit.
Oh.
Thank you, then Sierra Bravo 13, Lufthansa 1710. Bridget 829, with variable 1 out, runway 26 left, clear for takeoff.
26 left, clear takeoff, twitch at 829. Cabin crew, prepare for departure.
Variable 1 out, runway 26 right, clear for takeoff.
Got my coffee cup there. Good, so let's do the rest of the items. So we'll do that, we'll get the strobe lights on. TCAS. TARA, weather radar. And we're going to do a rolling takeoff. As far as I can see, we are clear.
Zum Entry November 4 über Mike Alpha 5 Delta Mike Alpha Tango.
Left still on.
Bird 1 Bravo Mike, it is final approach speed now, 2 departures ahead, last one will be an Airbus A320.
Right, are we ready? Auto thrust on. Off we go. N1. So what I mean, it's the same bug as on the... And it goes away again. Checked. Exactly the same as the zero.
772, München Tower, Servus, taxi November Alpha 13, holding point, runway 26 right. Holding point, 26 right, November Alpha 13, Airline 772.
We on?
B1. Rotate.
Blimey, that's sensitive.
Gear up.
Whoa!
8 Alpha Hotel, big variable 1 out, runway 26 right, did for immediate takeoff.
Well enough, enough speed.
1710, line up runway 26 left. Line up and wait, 26 left.
That was really sensitive in the pitch axis. Blimey.
People 1 Bravo Mike's going around.
People 1 Bravo Mike, Roger. Lufthansa 8, disregard. People 1 Bravo Mike, turn right heading 350, maintain on visual reference to the radar until passing 3,500 feet.
350, People 1 Bravo Mike.
Flips. One, huh?
Lufthansa 8 Alpha Hotel, stop immediately. Lufthansa 8 Alpha Hotel, stop immediately.
Lufthansa 8 Alpha Hotel, airborne, stopping, climb.
Lufthansa 8 Alpha Hotel, turn left heading 170, maintain on visual reference to terrain until passing 3,500 feet.
Left heading 220 and remain on visual separation.
Good, so now we've got that.
Bird 1 Bravo Mike, maintain correction, turn right.
I'm not sure if it's because I selected runner yoke, but
Bridget 829, I'm on it, advisory choose.
Bridget 829, see.
Lufthansa 35 Juliet, monitor advisory choose.
Autopilot command. There we go. Transition standard is set. That can go off as well. Yeah, there's no Munich departure controller today, unfortunately. That was weird. That was so strange that it really went like crazy fast. Right, flaps up. I have a feeling I've got a double kind of a mismatch on my flap lever there. Kicks out the auto thrust every time. Right, no more control, no traffic, so we'll go up to level 330. 330. You need to set enable auto. That's the thing, right? Yeah, you're right. Correct, Bruno. Thank you. Appreciate that. So many things to look at. So what add-ons do I use for X-Plane 12? Not that many, actually. So what I do use is, so I've got standard weather. What I do use sometimes is some sound mods regarding engines, etc. And then I'm using map enhancement for the ground textures. That's better, right? Why that was not. Yeah, so map enhancement. Tremonia is still on the ground. What are you doing? Map enhancement is a little app that allows you. Let's get the engine anti-ice on. That allows you to download orthos as you go. Little chaos. So that you don't have standard sceneries. You get more enhanced ground textures. Mr. Tommy, genau. So, Lilienthal, vielen Dank nochmal. 106 months. We are getting old, my friend. We're getting old. Incredible. So, Lilienthal, thank you so much for continuing your support. Because, I mean, 100 months was like a real milestone, right? So, that you're continuing your support. Thank you so much for that. Tommy, how are you doing? Good night. I have a feeling the ambient sounds, so the environmental sounds are quite... That doesn't do it, you know. Ah, the interior sounds, there we go. Gonna dial them down a bit. They're very loud on my headset. There we go. Cool. There's the link. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, and then with map enhancements, you can see the, you know, so they've done a great work on you know, the cloud getting better, the visuals, so the lighting getting better. So one of the big complaints, obviously, is the scenery, right? And now with map enhancements, you know, you do get some nice looking sceneries as well now. So now my only real complaint is performance. Hey Captain Chaos, wie geht's? Nice to see you. No, that's exactly, you don't have to download that. It downloads the tiles, just like in Microsoft Flight Sim. So as you fly along, it downloads the tiles necessary. And you can cache some tiles. So for example, you could cache the tiles at the departure airport and the arrival airport. And I mean, look at this. Got the Alps coming up. So we've got high terrain coming up, as you can see here as well. Absolutely gorgeous. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so like auto-ortho, exactly that. Hey Joey, nice to see you. And thank you Joey for the 4 months. Vielen Dank. Just to check something out.
Past first class. Thank you.
Oh, Wien. Servus, Wien. 29125. Eine Ehre. 125. Wien, Servus. Twitch at 829, passing 185, climbing 330. Climb level 330. Dankeschön, Twitch at 8 to 9. Tromonian now chasing me. Hey, Multi. Joey, how are you doing? Nice to see you. Yes, it looks very nice, right? I mean,
Good evening, when radar, what is first 902 Foxtrot with the fellow 180.
Hello, Well Express 902 Foxtrot identified. Austrian 187, no fit ATC, monitor Unicom, goodbye.
I can only say I've got 60 FPS. It's not bad. Don't get me wrong. It's not terrible. But yesterday, as an example, yesterday with Frankfurt, I got 30. So what I'm missing is kind of, you know, multi-core support, and maybe at some point something like, you know, frame gen or something. Yeah, but the thing is, McGregor, I always find that using these tools, it kind of switches off, you know, some level of detail, and then suddenly, you know, you're missing buildings, or I'm just not happy with it. So I'd rather have, yeah, exactly. So that's the thing, Chaos. I agree. Yesterday I watched the replay as well, and you're right. If I hadn't told you guys that I've got 30 FPS, you would hardly notice, because there isn't really, you know, the big stutters you have on other sims, right? So it looked fairly smooth as well, yeah. Smooth motion doesn't that also cause these ghostings? Yeah, yeah, and more things to break. Yeah, that's true. Okay, so that's called, hang on, let me just check that again. That's called Sim Frame Saver. Okay.
Green Radar, Servus, Lufthansa 1710, passing flight level 170, climbing 330.
Servus, Lufthansa 1710.
Okay, thanks. I've got it.
Flight level 330.
I've got the website.
Climbing flight level 330, Lufthansa 170.
Okay, so weather radar is on. A bit of turbulence going on here, but no echoes. Yeah. Yeah, the thing is, I've tried some of the things like, you know, the external frame gen programs, but again, you get ghosting on the instruments, and I really hate that. I really do. And also for streaming, sometimes it does cause issues, flickering and so on. So that's why I haven't used it here in X-Plane. Chavapchiti, here we come. There we go.
Good, this is target 45 Yankee, approaching waypoint is looking for, climbing to flight level 370, passing 365.
Saudi 45 Yankee, wind radar, service, radar contact, climb 370.
So TAT is minus 16, and now searching again for the SAT, systems, engines. It's on the progress page, isn't it? Yeah, there we go. Minus 43. So theoretically, right now, same theory. So it's colder than minus 40 degrees centigrade, the SAT that is. So now we can switch off the engine anti-ice. No longer need it, theoretically. If the engines quit now, then theory is wrong. When using the FSR within X-Plane, getting sharpening really high. You get result. FSR within X-Plane. Oh, that looks nice. That looks great. Love how you break up the clouds there. Look at that. Cool. Yeah, and exactly. The engines aren't at idle power. We're still climbing. Beautiful. Oh yes. Oh yes, please. Look at it. Oh, gorgeous. The Alps below. Nice. Lighting sometimes a bit messed up, but otherwise nice. FSR. Okay, and then so FSR within X-plane and setting sharpening really high. I've got that. Moin.
Radar, good evening. Golf Bravo Sierra Hotel Tango flight level 120 inbound Obiri. Golf Hotel Tango, Radar Servus. Radar contact ready, descent 9,000 feet, QNH Klagenfurt 1013. Land ready 9,000, QNH 1013, Golf Hotel Tango. Golf Hotel Tango, you can expect the ILS straight right. ILS straight right, Golf Hotel Tango.
Yeah, exactly, Captain Care. So the theory is that at these temperatures, all the ice crystals, so all the moisture, would have, you know, frozen to little crystals that have no more icing risk for the engines and the airframe. 1,000 to go is checked. I love the fact that we're outside at the top here.
One Express 92 Foxtrot, contact Innsbruck 128975.
Alright, FMC speed, enough path. That looks good. That's a good question regarding icing.
One Express 92 Foxtrot, contact Innsbruck 128975.
I mean, there are some add-ons. Like, for example, the FSLabs did, at least in P3D, simulate engine icing. I'm actually not sure right now with X-Plane if it simulates icing.
World Express 92 Foxtrot, lead.
World Express 92 Foxtrot.
World Express 92 Foxtrot, contact.
If you choose one sim.
975 zeros.
128.975.
Good question.
Foxtrot.
It does. Okay, so Bruno says it does simulate to icing. Okay. I'm just trying to think, Bruno, if I ever saw icing here in X-Plane. So if I choose one sim, honestly, at the moment, I can't. At each of these sims, there's great things and there's really bad things. So right now, I don't have a absolute favorite sim. I enjoy each sim for, you know, for the advantages it has, right?
Lufthansa 1710 request.
It can clear.
A request flight level 370 as final.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
Lufthansa 1710, roger, climb flight level 350 for now.
I'm just wondering if I ever saw icing here.
Flight level 350, Lufthansa 1710. Lufthansa 4 November, Foxtrot, stop climb flight level 290 due to crossing traffic.
I agree, we need kind of a mixture, right, between Microsoft and X-Plane, right? Yeah, yesterday, guys. So yesterday, I'm not sure how many of you watched my stream yesterday with the MD-11. And I'm kind of going on about, at the moment, about the... what was that for us?
Digit 829, contact Adria 1. Digit 829, contact Adria 130450, servus.
30450, vielen Dank, servus, bis zum nächsten Mal, die Twitch at 829. I was right, I thought something in the back of my head said, hang on, that could have been your call there. Adria Control, good evening from Twitch at 829, flight level 330.
Twitch at 829, Adria,
Alright, it's a bit quieter.
7028, climb to flight level 330.
Hey, Vitris.
Climb to flight level 330, Serbia 70.
Ah, man, that was the first time since I've had my fiber connection that it actually stopped working. Yeah, so yesterday I talked about the theory behind lift creation, center of gravity, and that the horizontal stabilizer is creating a downward force, right, to equalize the moment created by the difference in the position of the center of gravity and the center of lift, right? Now, so if you go on an easy explanation, right, about aircraft stability, it's all fine, just for kind of, making simplified diagrams, right? But, I mean, the theory is a lot more complicated regarding, aerodynamics of an aircraft. So here, we have the option to actually show us the lift vectors. So the thrust of all the forces, right? You can see we've got thrust, right? So coming forward, so there's a force this way, thrust. We don't see that here, but normally we have somewhere a vector regarding drag, right, which offsets the thrust because we're equilibrium right now. And then you have the lift vectors. You can see all the different lift lines along the wing, right? So of course, closer to the fuselage, we have the highest lift because of the thickest chord here, right? And as we go outbound towards the wingtips, the lift decreases, right? Now, as we said in theory, we have to offset the moments, right? So there's a center of gravity in front of the center of lift, creating a nose-down moment. So we need a stabilizer force to offset that nose-down moment. Hey, Caleb. And so now here we got a very nice depiction of how the stabilizer does create that downward lift. Now, and that's how, X-Plane actually does calculate these simulated forces, all right? So yesterday in the MD-11, it was fantastic to see that there actually the stabilizer created not a downward force or lift, but actually a slight upward lift.
Austria 90904 on conversion speed 250 knots.
Or at least it didn't really create much downforce. And the reason being is that we had fuel being transferred into the tail tank. So we had physically weight being transferred backwards. So the center of gravity was moving backwards. And making the aircraft obviously less aerodynamically or dynamically stable. But it was great to see how X-Plane actually simulated that. And that's the big difference between, X-Plane as a platform and then Microsoft as a platform, right? And here's a very, very basic setup again, right? There's no tail tank here in the 737. So we've got a center of gravity clearly in front of the center of lift, right? And then the stabilizer creating that lift down force to keep the aircraft dynamically stable. Great to see. Yeah, I agree, Captain Chaos. And then, it makes a lot of sense then suddenly when you realize, that you have, you have these forces, right? And then, whenever you change either the center of gravity or the center of lift forces, it changes the moments again, right? So you have to readjust the horizontal stabilizer in our case here, or the elevators. So that also explains then if you're in the approach, right, you're slowing down.
Austria 904 confirmed descending level 300.
Somebody just rang the doorbell, just listen. So you can see then as you slow down, the lift decreases. You have to increase the angle of attack to increase the the lift again, but then you increase the drag, you have to add more thrust, right? But the greater influence then comes as you change the surface of the wing by extending the flaps, right? That has a huge implication on the lift and the drag of the aircraft. But that explains why you have to drastically change the trim setting if you're flying manually in the 737 that does not have automatic trim when you're flying manually. Then that's why you have to really trim a lot when you change the flap settings, especially as you go like 5 to 15 and then 15, 25 or even 40, right? Or 30 and 40. Yeah. Yeah, Microsoft has a very simplified, at the moment at least, a very simplified aerodynamic, model. And, don't get me started on inertia, but they're working on that at least, so.
36 Kilo Alpha ready with reaching.
36 Kilo Alpha, runway 30, clear for takeoff into minus 0 degrees corners.
Clear for takeoff, runway 30, 36 Kilo Alpha.
No, so that's a good question. You can see. Oops. You can see here, right? It has 0 to, let's say, 15 or something, right? So it doesn't really have a neutral trim setting, and then you have nose down, nose up from that neutral trim setting. It doesn't have that here in the 737, right? It just has a 0 line and a maximum line, and then you will trim that according to these index units, right? And that's really the key.
Unable to find view ID 47.
Where it's just an index marking, right? So all it really does, all the stabilizer trim does, is it adjusts this wing at the rear of the aircraft. But you have to realize that it's an aerodynamic wing. Yeah. It's just literally upside down. So there are limits as well regarding how far you can trim that. Because in the end, as is aerodynamic surface, and depending on the angle of attack, theoretically you could stall the stabilizer as well, right? That's why there are limitations aerodynamically as far how far you could trim that unit. Yeah. Exactly, you're correct. Yes. So yesterday on the engine display, sorry, on the system display, we did see that it said nose down trim, right? But again, it's just a unit indication, right? In the end, all you really care about is how much downforce that wing creates at the stabilizer. Just yeah, terrible microphone, blimey. Now the thing is, I'm working on a little workshop file because I do find that stuff fascinating, right? So if you go into the theory regarding, it's still even basic theory regarding the chord of a wing, how different angle of attacks change not only the lift vector, so the amount of lift, but also changes the center of lift position there, right, for each angle of attack. So it's a completely dynamic situation. And then, so when we talk about these simple diagrams, it's not only the difference between the center of gravity and the center of lift. The simple lift creation on the wing, since it's not a symmetrical wing, right? It's a cambered wing. So the wing itself has different lift, or points where lift is created in different sizes or different quantities. So with all these different pressure points, it does create already a nose down moment. So while there's a saying for an aircraft to be stable or dynamically stable that the center of gravity has to be in front of the center of lift, that is just a very, very strong simplification. Because in practice, there are cases obviously where the center of gravity can be ever so slightly behind the center of lift, right? Simply because there is a nose down moment already happening, the aerodynamic nose down moment happening because of lift creation. How does a T-tail like Dash 8 affect dynamics and stalls? A lot of things, hey Tavers, a lot of things change dynamic stability. So wing sweep, T-tail, yes. Even the, you know, the, I don't know the English word for now. You know, if you look at the way the wings, right now we have a kind of a V shape, right? So the wings. Nikki, thank you much. Oh, 2 years. Dihedral, thank you much. Dihedral, that's the word. Nikki, thank you for the 2 years of support and service. Thank you so much for the kind words as well. I appreciate that. Nikki, you're welcome. And I hope you're doing well. Yeah, so dihedral, right? So this anhedral doesn't happen often, but dihedral. So the whole topic is very fascinating.
Ladies and gentlemen,
you know, how things are making step. But the thing is this, so for the longitudinal stability, let me just think if that really has an influence on that. Correct me if I'm wrong, but to my knowledge, that doesn't have much influence on the longitudinal stability. So this stability here, right? So that dihedral configuration has more to do with roll stability. Shame that Toto isn't here. Toto would be so lateral, yeah. Toto would be loving this topic. Yeah. Nikki says, if I ever miss the 787, let me know. We happen to have a full flight sim now in Vienna. Nice. Hey, Nikki, maybe I'll take you up on the offer. Man. Where? At the airport or where? I mean, surely that's a commercial sim, right? Like level D sim?
Speed 250 knots.
I don't know why I'm not picking up data today from my... Yeah, so we don't see any vertical speed or heading or something. Don't know what's broken today. But now this controller is actually responsible for the approach as well into Dubrovnik. Now here we go into the, so Tommy knows a lot about that as well. So dihedral, anhedral can affect span-wise flow, but the wing sweep is stronger. Yeah. Hey Aviomar, guten Abend, wie geht's? Oh, you've done some VATSIM controlling, Aviomar. Where? Which airport? And Vikris, you're doing very good. That's good to hear, Vikris. Ah, it's Lufthansa aviation training, but I can use them. Ooh. Nikki, then I have to hit you up at some point. Nice. Thank you for the offer. Now, oh, he's Adri as well, Avion. Nice. GG's. Nice. Meta LDDU. Let's see what Dubrovnik has to offer right now. So we've got 070 at 6. Oh, that's a straight in approach.
Runner 7 Alpha Sierra, continue normal speed.
I mean, we could still try. So what I would love to do is fly the visual approach 29. I mean, we can always ask. We can ask for training purposes, right? And it's only 6 knots, so we'll see. If there isn't much traffic in Dubrovnik, then
Trader 250 at Dubrovnik parking position 14, requesting Alpha clearance to Vienna.
There we go, there's a traffic there.
Trader 250, Vector 3 radar clear to destination, Motherfuck Whiskey departure, Cock 5221.
Okay, but here's what we could offer. We could do the
clear to Vienna,
the ILS approach.
5221, Trader 250.
Trader 250, window correct. CBSM 02 lady, descend 170.
And we could try a missed approach.
02 lady, descend to flight level 170.
Descend to flight level 170, CBSM 02.
Maybe we could that. Tober, yes, of course. Tober asks, can I ask a question about relay vision? I think my question didn't fit the topic earlier, but I wanted to know if it's okay. Yeah, sure. No, Tober, you can always ask, and if I don't know answer, I'll tell you. But you can always just ask. I'm good with that. What aircraft did I do a single engine training? Bonanza, Beechcraft Bonanza. Yeah, it's getting better, absolutely. I wouldn't say that that all the cloud arts are great, but I agree, it does become better now. Also, the lighting looks much, much better. Exactly, authorization required. And it was quite interesting because at the end of my career, literally the last 2 weeks, they actually got approval for the AR approaches for our 787s, and so then they started training. So we have to do, now that I've retired, I didn't go through the training, but all the pilots there, they need to go through the AR training. So yes, authorization required. It does require special training for that, yeah. Tober, what's the most mentally demanding situation you faced during your time as a pilot? How did you handle it? The most mentally... Honestly, mentally most demanding were those situations that were very stressful. So a lot of things that you had to handle at the same time. So high workload combined with fatigue. So being tired, worn out, and then having to do, you know, like a crazy approach with you know, crazy winds, turbulence. Those were the situations that were definitely most draining as well. And so so I wouldn't say that, you know, it's been an abnormal situation in the sense of, you know, some technical abnormal bird strike or whatever. It's usually, yeah, the combination of being absolutely worn out, fatigued, and then having to do you know, at the end of a 10, 11 hour workday, or even 12-hour workday sometimes, and then having to perform a really, really hefty approach, potentially facing diversion late at night. So those are the situations. Hey, Ali. 7879-9 I was on earlier. I've retired, so yeah, where are you? Exactly, yeah. So I was. Now another thing I'm seeing is the arrival routing that I've put in here is actually not an arrival that you normally fly into Dubrovnik. So if I go have a look here, so that's not the normal one. So that could potentially really cut off some trek miles. So it's 170. Let's do some little basic maths again, right? So how would I prepare? So straight in. To jet 829, go ahead.
To jet 829, clear direct from Pilot, expect Alice Zulu 11.
To jet 829, proceed direct to Pilap and expecting straight in Alice 1, 2, I think you said, for Twitch 829.
Almost Zulu 11.
Zulu 11, thank you. Okay. Right, so Pilap direct. So as I was just saying that it's going to shortcut, so Pilap, that is already. Huh? Hang on, Pilap, first page.
129.125,
there we go.
Charlie.
Let's have a quick look. So. Yeah, Tober, always. You can always ask. You know, if there's a question I'm not comfortable answering, then I would tell you. Yes, I am using the Pro version. But the thing is, right now, I'm not really. I'm not using the highest settings. Nice. Thank you for the service. Yes.
Thank you.
So we're going to do the circling. Nice. Okay, so we'll do the circling as we just mentioned, all right? So we're going to fly the approach. Self-vector time, exactly. So what I'm going to do, I'm not going to fly this one. I'm going to fly a pure visual approach. So we're going to fly down. The elevation here is 500. So we're going to fly this at 2,000 feet altitude, which is 1,500 feet above the ground. And then what I'll do is I'm going to put myself a little extended center line. So we're on route 2. Let's see if I can do that here. Right. Then departure arrival route 2. I'm going to put myself just a runway 29 with a 5-mile runway extension. And then on the fixed page, I'm just going to put a radial distance. So let me put, let's see, what do we have? Track. So I'm going to put 114. And I want to put a 2-mile, 2-mile final then. Well, actually, that's going to be 3 miles because we don't have the runway itself. So let me put 114 at 3. So that way, I should be about 650, 700 feet at this point later on. And then we've got the route 2 there. Fantastic. Excellent. Love it. Is it legal to do VFR in these passenger jets in Europe? Well, no. No. So it's always company procedures. However, in our according to our rules and regulations for the airline, it always said that visual approaches are approved. However, at no time are we allowed to cancel IFR. Right, so, you know, you're referring to probably to what some, you know, charter or some corporate jets do, right? They fly to a smaller airfield, best weather, right? And then they say, oh, I've got the field inside, cancel a request to cancel IFR. And then the ATC was all right, cancellation is approved or is received, you know, squawk VFR and frequency change approved, right? So you've got to differentiate between a visual approach, which is still under IFR flight plan and IFR rules, but is giving you the option to navigate visually to the runway. Right? So why is that being done in Europe and let's say Europe and US? Well, it helps the controller to hand over the responsibility of separation to the aircraft, right? So, you know, they will give you like, you know, do you see the aircraft, whatever, right ahead, inside, etc., right? And maintain visual separation or whatever. So, you know, they can give you some responsibility in that regard. But in the end, it's still IFR, right? So at any point, the controller can cancel your visual approach clearance and say, you know, fly heading such and such, climb this and this, right?
A gift from me.
Oh my god. Captain Chaos! Oh my god. Captain Chaos coming in, another 10 gifted sub. I've got to check here. Hang on. My god. Hold on. Oh my god. Wow, that's 110 in total gifted subs on the channel. Captain Chaos, thank you very much, my dear friend. That's really, really kind. Awesome, awesome support. So those that just been gifted a sub here on the channel, please say a big thank you, because it does give you some perks if you are interested. It does give you access to the members and subscriber only videos, which you may enjoy, and also it will give you the chance to link your account with my Discord, and then on my Discord we have a subscriber channel where you find lots of files, interesting workshop files. If you're interested, again, you can learn a lot more stuff. And Autobreak also coming. That's a great name, Autobreak. Love that. Autobreak coming at the Twitch Prime. Also, do Autobreak, thank you so much for your support. Welcome to the community. Thank you, Autobreak. That's really kind. And Captain Chaos, again, vielen Dank. Man, 110 gifted subs. Incredible. Yeah, so sometimes you've got to be careful when you approach, when you you know, kind of accept those visual approaches, because you've got to realize that sometimes then, of course, you know, you have, you know, wake turbulence situations, right? Oh, here we go. Down we go, and let's go down to 100 first of all. So we've got LNAV, VNAV path, 10,000. Oh, really? Nice, auto break. Yeah, thanks for the kind words. And you've been around a long, long time. Thank you. That's good to hear, if my streams and my videos help. Great scenery. Not calling me old. No, don't worry. Even if you called me old, I mean, you know, who am I to you know, argue against that, right? Although, I mean, I don't feel that old. All right. Yeah, so again, visual approach means you can navigate yourself via visual cues to the runway, and then, you know, land according to a visual path ancient. So, but again, you know, airliners will not cancel all puppies. So we don't cancel IFR, right? That's the thing. And again, bonsoir. No, I don't. Honestly, I've got electronic. I had an electronic flight book regarding my flights. I don't log my sim time. No, I don't do that. You can call him Grandpa. No, you don't call me Grandpa. I have not earned that title yet. Right? I don't have grandchildren, so I'm a bit old-fashioned when it comes to that. Right, look at the terrain situation. Great stuff. Just gonna check the traffic situation. There's one aircraft on the apron at Dubrovnik, and I don't see many more aircraft around, so we should be all right to do that circling approach. And we've got 1 to 2.8 selected, and we've got Adria is offline. Fantastic. Oh, hey, Cactus! Happy birthday to you. My best wishes. My best wishes for you. And you ordered the Winwing 777 FMC and the Boeing nose tiller. Nice. Yes. Yeah, let me know when you receive them, and let me know how you find them. Because I did order the 777 FMC as well. So I ordered the 320 gear lever unit and the ECAM and the 777 FMC. But don't tell my wife. Good. Let's have a look at the infos for Dubrovnik. So we have a landing distance 3,230 meters, right? So we're heavy. We're still fairly heavy right now. We're weighing 64 tons. I don't know what it is, but I have a strange feeling that is above max landing weight. I don't know why, but no, it's a 66. Is it really that high? 66 tons landing weight on the 737-8? Blimey. All right, then I guess we are okay. Drag required. Ah, all right. Okay, we'll take that. That's fine, I think. Good. So initially, we're going to descend via the profile, fly the ILS down to 2,000 feet altitude. Then we're going to break off I'll use heading or track mode. Gonna fly downwind. And so I'll only be offset about 2.5 miles to the field. And then outbound is 3 seconds per 100 feet. So with no wind, it'll be 45 seconds. If we have, let's say, 10 knots tailwind, it'll be 35 seconds, right? From a beam position, timing, and then we turn base and try to catch the power piece, get onto the correct path. So I'm going to use auto brake 2. Should be perfectly fine. Let's do a recall check here. Looks good. And minimums, yeah, 2,000, right? So just to dial in 2,000 here. Bar row. As a reminder, 2,000. Cactus, are you going out for a nice dinner tonight? For your birthday? Oh, I honestly, Kalium, I did get the ones recommended by someone in some forum, but it still doesn't look exactly like. I'm gonna have some speed brakes out now. It still doesn't look correctly, you know, just like the real Airbus font. So all has downsides. Oh, nice. Oh yeah, you live in Scottsdale. Oh, beautiful, man. Got such fun memories with FENIX. Yeah, let me know, please, Cactus. Appreciate that. Drazna? Yeah. My wife got skeptical when I got so much hardware, and she said, "Is that really all sponsored?" And I said, well, I mean, some of it, I mean, I like 2 or 3 pieces were sponsored, right? So the Thrustmaster Boeing yoke, for example, was sponsored. Yes, right. Yeah. And so, you know, it wasn't a lie per se, right? But yeah, she did wonder at some point, and so I said, well, not all of them. And she was like, yeah, but the thing is, I was able to sneak in a lot of hardware without her noticing. Right. The only issue I had was when I had to get shelves for my hardware, and then she asked how many shelves, and I said 3. And she was like, "What? 3?" So, yeah, I mean, it is what it is, right? Yeah, I mean, exactly. You think so, Dennis? Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe she did. But, I mean, I love it. It's just... So, you know, I'm looking forward to the landing gear handle of the landing gear panel, the ECAM panel, because I've got my my wind wing throttle quadrant all set up now. So yeah, it's great. No, Avima, luckily she doesn't, not to my knowledge at least. So she doesn't watch my video on demand, no. Oh yes, Nicholas. The worst mountain waves, so the rotors I've had was actually 747 over the Pyrenees Mountains. So just getting over the Pyrenees Mountains with very strong northerly winds, like 60 to 70 knots. And then we hit the rotors on the other side. And thank you. And then yeah. Hayden. No, she would not buy that. No. Right, we've got LDDU 1018. And then we're going to descend down to 5,000 here. Yeah, so then actually we did get high speed warning, because we get overspeed warning. And then auto thrust pulling thrust levers to idle. And then, yeah, thank you much, Bruno. Appreciate that. We'll do 30 landing. And then a few seconds later, we got the wind turning back again, tailwind, 60 knots. So we had headwind 60 knots, turning back again, back to tailwind because of that rotor action. And then we were low airspeed. And then we got some turbulence, stick shaker. That was scary, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna go level change here. I'm gonna dial in the ILS real quickly, 10.1. Now inbound track is 114. 114 is set. I'll do the same here on this side, just for good measure. Tupac, I have no idea, honestly. Well, the stick shaker, Nicholas, was luckily only intermittent. So, I mean, you know, I went through the stall procedure just because you act exactly as you've been trained. But yeah, in the end, it's just a short duration kind of. Let's go down to 3,800. Short duration stick shaker, not a pure, you know, continuous stick shaker. But it was enough to get me into that stall procedure, right, and recover. I mean, because we were in the low speed band, so. Yes, it is. LevelUp is a freeware. I downloaded it through, was it Orbix? That I downloaded? I think so. Oh, beautiful. Nice. Yeah, that's the runway. Dubrovnik traffic, Twitjet A320 is going to fly the ILS 12. Sorry, the ILS 11, followed by then visual circling 29 and Dubrovnik. And if I look at the wind right now, there's tailwind, so it is a good thing about 29, but I know the wind changes on the ground, but still, it's not entirely silly what we're doing here. Honestly, Tupac, it has literally everything the Zebo has, and so what people are telling me that visually they've done some improvements, but I honestly prefer the Zebo mod EFB, being completely honest with you. So yeah. Yeah. Well, we're gonna have a look at the flight model. I was surprised. So what I'm gonna do actually, you know what? I'm gonna switch off the Brunner yoke option because I have a feeling that really messed up the sensitivity there. Hardware. Yeah, I'm gonna turn this off again. That felt really bad on the rotation. Right, we've got to slow down here. So let's start slowing down. Speed brakes out. Here I'm only going to use localizer mode, okay? We'll do the rest with vertical speed. So we've got VO lock now active. I'm just going to use vertical speed to stay on glide. So 3,800 initially. Here comes flaps 1. Limit is 250. There we go. What are they writing? Dubrovnik traffic. Twitjet A320 is 10 miles from the field, flying the ILS 11, followed by the circling 29 in Dubrovnik. Yeah, 1,000 check. And then we're going to take vertical speed here. And we're going to dial down 2,000 feet. We're on the glide on localizer. Going to slow down further. 180 knots. Mimonis, you had issues with the level. The only reason I'm flying the level up is because people are telling me that other streamers are flying the level up and really happy with it, and I should try it. So that's why I'm flying it. But Tevik, you have to re-download X-Plane 12. Yeah, it's not that much. Hey Nate, nice to see you. Yeah, no, like I said, right now I don't know any big reason why, what the hype is about the level up. Right, flaps 5 set. So we're on the glide. Look at that. On localizer, here's the airport. I don't see anyone on final here. And speed brake coming back in. Actually, let me arm the speed brake here so I don't have to do that later. Speed brake armed. Fantastic. Cool. All right. Flaps are 5. So we're going to circle in 15. So flaps 15 and gear down. And look at 1,000 to go. And we've got no wind at the moment. So this will be 45-second outbound if that remains. And right, I think we're good, right? Manual thrust, manual flight. And let's go yoke cam on. Fantastic. All right. So let's get a feel for the aircraft, shall we? Flight directors off. And I'm going to take the flight perfector on my side, obviously. And gears coming down. Here comes the level off. 2,000 feet. Flaps 15.
Approaching minimums.
So now I'm trying to get the trim, everything set. And then we're going to break off. Here comes power. Don't hear the engines that loud. Right, 294 is set. So let's break off 45 degrees here. And then yeah.
Approaching minimums.
Roger that. Oh, it's just, I thought there's a plane. That's just, it's a boat. Blimey, that scared me. That's an aircraft carrier. Lol. I literally thought that was a plane there. Right, 2.5 miles offset. That helps with the plan mode here, or the center mode. There's the airport. The chrono is ready. Alright, I'm going to go back.
Approaching minimums.
Alright, cool. So 2.5 miles offset. Looks good. And no wind, so 45-second outbound. Dubrovnik traffic. TUIJet 829 is on downwind runway 29 in Dubrovnik. So now looking for the threshold.
At Dubrovnik traffic, Lufthansa 1710, 27 miles northwest of the field for the ILS 11 Dubrovnik traffic.
Yes, MAN. Always great to hear the voice.
Minimums.
Continue. Right, so I think we are abeam. Here comes chrono, 45 seconds. So we have to gear down. Flaps 15 already. I could have delayed that actually, but just for the drag and the feel of the aircraft. So here comes flaps 25. 152 final. Oh, there's a lot of ballooning. That's what I mean with the ballooning, right? So you've got to be so careful. So here's 32 seconds. Still going outbound. Oh, flaps 30 even. Okay, flaps are... And 45 seconds. Turning. Base. Thank you. So what are your final setting here? So start switch is continuous. We've got the gear down 3 greens. And flaps 30 green light. Speed brake armed. Landing checklist complete. Right. So now we're just going to start a slow descend here. 2.5 miles to final. I want to be around about 700 feet here. So we can descend a bit quicker actually. And then just going to have a look for the parpies, if I find them. Disregard. No. Always the same with these. Disregard as well. If I had a co-pilot, I would reach down. I could or tell him to switch off these warnings. So I'm going to be a bit high. 3 miles.
1,000.
Light slow.
1,000's checked. Bit of overshoot, actually a bit low. So we are a bit overshooting. Normally you could do the correct turn point quite nicely with the aircraft.
You can always go around.
No! No! We got two. We're on path. All right. So let's say we messed up the approach, and the Turbojet A320 is going around runway 29. All right, flaps 15.
13.3 mile on the final heading for runway 11.
Buzz rate. Gear up. Oh, let's get 15 settings.
Now that's how pros do it.
I'm gonna try. And I mean, are you going to straight in or do the circling?
FM, I'm up for a straight in, too tired for a circling.
Okay, no problem. Then I'll wait for your landing, and then I'll go back again to the circling. I've got your aircraft inside.
Let's copy it. Good luck.
Thank you. Right, we'll do that again. We messed it up a bit, so we'll do that again. Here comes flaps 5. I'm going to climb 3,000. I'm just going to circle a bit to the west here, 3,000 feet, and then we'll start again. Yeah, we'll stay at flaps 5. And auto thrust off. A cow on the runway. Old story. Yeah, exactly. Right, here's 3,000. It's kind of weird. One thing I'm missing. So one thing that annoys me is the constant loud trimming noise of the stabilizer trim. However, now that I've switched it off, I'm actually missing it. Kind of as a feedback to. So there's MAN. I can see him here, about 2.5 miles. Yeah, I did see the landing lights. There he is. So we'll do the same again, the same approach speed. Recall is checked. Briefing remains the same. All the settings remain the same. Absolutely, yeah, you're right. You gotta be careful not to get confused. And that's why really, when we fly these approaches, or whenever we fly, even visually, you still have a constant you know, you constantly monitor your instruments. You don't really go by any external cues, because like I said just now, it really is hard.
Dubrovnik traffic, Austin 245 is 25 miles west of the field. The flight ILS 11, after circling on me.
Nice. Okay.
Traffic, Lufthansa 1710 for my final runway, 11.
All right, let's go down back to 3,000 feet. 2,000 feet, actually. Now, this time I'm going to fly this with flaps 5. Lift the gear up for now. But again, 2,000 feet. Toyjet A320 is rejoining the circling 29 in Dubrovnik. Is checked. Sorry, yeah, so is somebody asking a question? Yeah, the go procedure for the runway. Yeah, I mean now it's a bit freestyle anyways regarding the traffic we have, right? So we don't want to get into, you know, into conflict with any arriving traffic. So that's MAN now landing. So I'm going to go back on my 2.5 mile offset here on a downwind, 2,000 feet, and then we'll try again. It was a giraffe. You guys, seriously. So chrono is reset. MAN, this looks like it's touching down. Now glide slope inhibits. Now let me just dial away the glide slope here. That's easier.
Approaching minimums.
Thank you. Right, 2.5 mile offset, 1,500 feet above the airport, 2,000 feet. There's the airport. And let's see. So normally what we do is, if you look at your
traffic,
trend vector.
1710 runway 11 vacated.
Thank you. You take half of that, so just, or let's say 2/3 of that, and then start turning in. Because then you have your prediction, the turn prediction. And you can really nicely get that line onto the center line, and then all I have to do is get the distance correct. Continue. Right, here we go. Almost a beam. And we are now a beam. No tailwind, so 45 seconds is fine. I'm going to take the landing it down already. Flaps 15. There's the ballooning effect. Lots of trim needed. Just like we talked about during the cruise flight portion.
Approaching minimums.
Yeah, so sometimes here's 45 seconds coming up, turning flaps coming at 25. So the problem is that sometimes the data just does not transfer to Volanta out of X-plane. Here comes flaps 30, final setting. Gear down to the green, flaps to the green light, speed brakes armed, green light, and down we go. Dubrovnik traffic, Twitch at 829 is on base 29 in Dubrovnik. Alright, so aiming for 1,500 there. Do a quick base turn here. And again, disregard. So now 2/3, I'm turning final here. Is checked. And now we have much better profile here. 2 reds, 2 white. Fantastic. So now we just keep it in the turn. Trying to keep a stable descent going. And now you can see that prediction. That arc. So that really, if you nail that, then you can have a much better time reaching the center line. Look at that. 2 red, 2 white still. So that's a much better job here. 1,000 is checked again.
Austrian 245 is 5 miles final, runway 11 into Dubrovnik, breaking off for circling runway 29.
So now I'm going to try to maintain the position of the touchdown zone in my windshield.
500.
From there I can adjust ever so slightly
400.
with the descent rate and the power settings.
300. 200. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
I'll take that. And speed brake up. No reverse again. I don't know what's happening with my reverser buttons. Alright, anyway, manual brakes. Auto brakes this on. Honestly, one thing I'm really noticing. Yeah, auto brakes this on. But one thing I'm really noticing is the pitch sensitivity here in the LevelUp. It's a lot more sensitive, at least from my experience of the Zebo, if I compare that. Alright, 6 knots we've passed. Flaps up, speed brakes in, auto brake off. Dairy butter, yeah. Hey Zolek, how are you doing? Nice to see you. Dubrovnik traffic, Twitch at 829, runway 29 vacated. Cool, then we can, oops, do that, strobes off, landing lights off, taxi light on, APU start. Gonna take the transponder TCAS off. I'm doing well, thanks for asking. All good. Yeah, so yesterday after my flu shot, I was like really struggling. Last night was horrible with the sleeping, but now today I've started to feel better again. So totally forgot how the
Dubrovnik traffic, Austrian 245 downwind, runway 29.
How the COVID flu shot is really hefty. Completely forgot about that. Avimar, yes, I did use Bayonet overlay, but the thing is, for some reason, it doesn't pull the data anymore out of X-Plane. And now even Volante. Yesterday Volante was working, and then today it doesn't work anymore. So I don't know what the problem is. Speeding here on the taxiway. Radar off as well. I did update Volante as well, yeah. Oh, really? You have to start Volante before launching X-Plane 12? Really? Yeah, I'm using latest X-Plane.
And to FENIX traffic Austin 245, turning into base 29 hours and 245.
Nice. There's MAN. MAN, thank you for flying along. Always a pleasure to see you. And MAN, I mean, like I said, we've got more time now regarding shared flights. So I've got to see who I've promised to fly along with as well. But I'm sure that we can do a shared flight again in the not too distant future. Oh, okay, Phuket, and thanks for the info. Then I have to try that next time, yeah. Right, APU is available. Fantastic. Now, otherwise, I can't really say anything bad about the LevelUp, but honestly, looking at, how I got used to the Zebo mod, and with the EFB, etc. So I don't really see any big advantages regarding LevelUp 737. It's not bad, don't get me wrong.
And the Dubrovnik traffic Austin 245 is on final runway 29.
Yeah, just gonna switch off the engines and then we'll watch the landing.
Happy landing. Thank you.
There's only a few people watching. But he's a seasoned pilot, so he doesn't really mind if anybody's watching. So there you go, nice tower view. Oh, realistic figure. You had no issues. Man, the normal flu shot, I've never had issues as well. But yesterday, the COVID one, man. That looked very nice. So he flew a Dash 8? Really? Okay. He must have. Look at that. He's already exiting. So he's definitely in a Dash or something. GG's. Right. What a timing. Midnight, man. But I mean, we started early today, so GG's. Right, so let's do that, and then a few more items on the off panel. Probe heats, window heats. The rest is looking fine. Let's read the shutdown checklist. We have fuel pumps off, probe heat off, hydraulic panel. Yeah, we'll leave that as is. Set, flaps up, parking brake set. We have the engine status cut off, weather radar is off. That's the shutdown checklist complete. Yeah, 6 hours live, but again, I mean, I enjoy these things, so all good. And MAN says, sure, looking forward to it, fantastic. And then MAN with you as well, if we do another shared flight. We were using X-Plane, right? Yeah, we were using X-Plane. So, I mean, you're so good as well. And we did talk about it, so maybe we can do a little scenario. Shall I think of a scenario that that we have to get through? Nice. All right, I'll think of something.
Gute Nacht, servus.
Ja, auch dir, Dankeschön.
Ciao, ciao.
Fantastic, man. That's the spirit. Okay, cool. So Captain Chaos, thank you so much as well. So Captain Chaos, big thank you again. Huge thank you for the 10 gifted subs, Captain Chaos. I appreciate that very, very much. Have a great Sunday, everyone. And tool engine failure and cracked windshield, lol. For you mean, Cargo Pilot? Oh, I can do that with you, yeah, sure. Oh, dear. Right, everyone else, thank you so much for your support as well. Thanks for all the resubs and the new members coming in as well. I appreciate that. And Have a great Sunday. I'll be back on Monday, by the way. So the idea is to stream Monday and Wednesday. Then I'm going to be in Frankfurt for 2 days. Got some celebration coming up. Tell you later at what exactly. And then yeah, cargo pilot. Heavy equation. Thank you much. Yeah, and then so Monday, Wednesday, and then probably again the next weekend we'll do some streams. All right, everyone. I appreciate your support once again. Thanks for watching. Take care. Good night. Gute Nacht. Thanks so much.